Before we begin today's video, I have an important announcement to make. Me and my team have curated 50 plus best SOPs to study at top universities in US, UK, Canada, Ireland, New Zealand, Australia, and more. All you have to do is go to the pinned comments or the description box for the link to download them, and it's totally free of cost. So go check it out. Now let's begin today's video. Delhi, our national capital, is twice the size of this island country in Southeast Asia. It's just 1/6 the size of Goa. Not just that, cities like London is 2.5 times bigger, Dubai 6 times bigger, Shanghai 8 times bigger, and Toronto is 10 times bigger than this whole country. But still, as per the IMF, the country ranks 30th in the world for GDP nominal, higher than the countries like Malaysia, Austria, New Zealand, and the UAE. It is Singapore, the tiny island country in Asia that is an economic powerhouse, and rightly so.
Oh my God.
Hey guys, my name is Saket, and in today's video I will give you complete information you need to study in Singapore. Now let us start with today's video. Let us begin with the education system. Singapore has one of the best education systems in the world, and largely saying students start university at the age of 17. Bachelor's degrees are usually between 3 to 4 years, and masters will be between 1.5 to 2 years. The universities will also offer a few degrees such as an MBA that will last 16 to 17 months, in addition to a number of options to pursue dual degree programs. Great, now let's discuss intakes. So there are two major intakes in Singapore, August, September and January, February. But most private institutions will offer multiple intakes in January, February, July, August, September and October. Some MBA programs start in July. Ideally, deadlines for most institutions is August for Jan or Feb start and March for August or September start. Some top universities may close earlier, so do check with the university you wish to study at. I will recommend that you start preparing for your applications at least 10 months to 1 year before course start date. Over to institutions. So there are 6 major universities in Singapore. They are National University of Singapore, Nanyang Technological University, Singapore Management University, Singapore University of Technology and Design, Singapore Institute of Technology, and Singapore University of Social Sciences. Apart from these, there are a number of foreign university campuses in Singapore, which include EHL Lausanne, INSEAD, Curtin University, and James Cook University, Singapore. Singapore also has numerous private institutions such as Kaplan Higher Education Academy, Raffles College of Higher Education, and East Asia Institute of Management that offer degrees awarded by Australian, American and British universities. Singapore also has polytechniques, with most famous one being Singapore Polytechnic. Largely saying, universities will offer research and coursework oriented programs, and colleges and polytechniques will offer vocational programs. Let us now discuss entry requirements and documentation. Minimum 60 to 70% in 12th standard for UG level programs is usually required, but most top universities will require 85 to 90% or more. For PG level programs, I will recommend a minimum of 60%, but for higher ranked universities, you will need higher scores. In terms of language proficiency, for UG programs, a minimum of 6 in IELTS is preferred. Many universities will want a 6.5. For PG, a minimum of 6.5, with many also asking for a score of 7. Many universities will also accept PTE and TOEFL IBT scores. GMAT or GRE will be required by most MBA programs. Documents required for application include mark sheets, 2 academic or professional references depending on the program, SOP, CV, test scores such as IELTS, GMAT or GRE, portfolio and an application fee if required. Some universities may also require you to take an interview, especially for MBA programs. Over to costs. Let us start with the tuition fee. On an average, bachelor level programs can cost anywhere between 15,000 Singapore dollars to 40,000 Singapore dollars per annum on an average, which in our currency will be in the range of 9.2 to 24 lakhs. Master's level programs will be between 20 to 50,000 Singapore dollars per annum on an average, which will be 12 to 30 lakhs. MBAs are usually northwards of $70,000, which will be 43 lakh rupees. In terms of living, Singapore isn't very cheap to live, but it will cost lesser than say US or Australia. On an average, I would suggest setting aside $12,000 to $15,000 a year as your living cost, which in INR will be 7.3 to 9.2 lakhs. An average student in Singapore spends about 8 lakhs a year on living. Next, we discuss student visa. Singapore issues the student pass, which lets you study in the country and is a pretty much similar process than most other countries. Ideally, you should apply for the visa at least 2 months before course start date. Essentially, the requirements for the visa are different for public and private institutions, and they are listed on the Immigrations and Checkpoints Authority of Singapore or ICA website. The documents usually required are your offer letter, passport, photographs, academics, insurance, and $8,400 funds in your account. $30 processing fee is also required, which can be paid by debit or credit card or internet banking. You can check the detailed process as per your institution by visiting the ICA website. I'm dropping the link in the description box below. So after you have submitted the student pass application, it will take minimum 15 days or a maximum of 4 weeks for visa processing. Once your visa is processed, $60 are required to be paid as an issuance fee to the ICA. Coming to the most important part of the discussion, let us now talk about part-time jobs and post-study work visas. Singapore has slightly different rules for part-time work than most other Western countries. As an international student, only 16 hours a week is allowed during term time. However, you can work full-time during vacations. On an average, students can earn up to $1,000 a month. Graduates from recognized institutes can apply for long-term social visit pass or the LTVP, which allows them to stay in the country for a year and look for work. For those who want to start a business in Singapore, can explore Entree Pass, and for students who are already able to secure a job, can explore S Pass and Employment Pass depending on the level of salary they are getting. Hope this video has been super helpful and allows you to start your prep for Singapore. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments box below and let me know which country you would want me to cover next. Thank you for watching, and let us catch up in the next one.